Okay, let me get this in a bit. Whoops, that's not good. I got the mic close enough to actually be heard. Oh, right now. And again, knocking the monitor out of the way. I need to move this mic somewhere else. Okay, how is the sound coming through? So I'm going to go ahead and close the YouTube window there. Hopefully, free up some memory. And we're still waiting for certain folks to show up here. Sent the link twice. It'll do the lip sync if they're good, but it requires them being here. Okay. So, okay, avoiding certain political aspects and certain things because certain controversies will show up in in this thing. I could use a topic for one out here because I'm otherwise I'm a bit of a blank. 'Cause what I hadn't planned is kind of in a holding pattern. Oop, all right. I just wondered what that. Hold on, what do we got here? Someone like that. Ah, yeah. One of the wide-ranging discussions I stick my nose into was apparently some actors are whining about not getting paid enough in porn movies. It's like you're lucky to be there, Sparky. You're getting paid to have sex with anonymous women repeatedly and never to talk to me. It's like, it beats the hell out of slinging fries at Wendy's, don't you think? People would give vital body parts to get your job. Shut the fuck up. You were a live dildo. You do not count. Yeah, well, speaking of that, it's like if you want to get paid for, get well paid, go gay porn. Okay, they get paid because in that time, guys, they're tuned in for the guys. Regular porn, no, they don't want to. Look at how many times it's like pretty soon the guy is just like, you're it's now a POV thing. You're looking at the girl. You don't give a rat's. You didn't want the guy be there. Yeah, and in case you hadn't noticed, this is not a kid stream. It never is, but now especially. Besides nowadays, it's like with setups like this and a good wide angle, you don't need a guy at all. Plenty of girls are doing it solo and not even have to answer to a studio type thing. It's gone to the days of when Linda Lovelace had her husband crouch down in the car with a gun to her mixer. No. It's a totally different world. We're still tap dancing here until somebody else shows up. I'm not doing the lip sync until I get a proper audience. So let's see. I suppose focus on. Not really, because there's so much misinformation in that one. And that one really is quite a misinformation because the ship designs were kind of wonky. Like they had the Enterprise C as an Alaska class. No, I got it straight from the studio. It's an Ambassador class, and they didn't even look like the sculpture. What the hell? And some of the things are just weird. And that was kind of the end of no, it has to run through us first before it goes out. I mean, I kind of liked one of the phaser rifle designs, is the big dustbuster with a big handle on the stock. Okay, well, that's interesting. But beyond that, there was a lot of things. That's not right. No, that's not right either. And they came up with the concept of ultra warp, beyond transwarp, and again, straight from the studio, Richard Arnold at the time. No, transwarp was a flop. This is standard warp drive, the Enterprise. It's just the numbers, the scale has changed. Okay. So I suppose the modules would be good for store material, but as far as the stats, now forget it. You have to find some other system to work with. Maybe Traveler. Do anyone remembers Traveler? I could try to Traveler game once. Right, I don't even know where my dice are at this point. Had them in a nice bag too. They'll turn up. But no, I've got the little thing. Let's see if Indy shows up. I've got Taylor Swift keyed up over here. So I'll do a lip sync for you. Make myself look like a fool, but only for you, kid. Okay. But first, you have to shout. I'm still getting through this crap. And another subject will not be brought up. You'll never need to be a girl. Not going there. It's not really tolerated on News Channel. It really won't be tolerated here because that's not the point here. To make Indy feel better. Got a bad cold. It won't go away. I already had a bunch of us yelling at Indy. It's like, no, bed. Hot tea, honey, some chicken soup. That's it. You're not streaming today. You're not going to make it worse by overextending yourself. But this is also kind of, returning the favor because all the videos Indy's put out over let us entertain you for a change, okay? Let's return the favor. Not in the same way, of course. We're on YouTube. We can't do that sort of thing. And plus, you don't want to see this. Mm-hmm. This is another reason you don't want to go on testosterone. Trust me. You don't want that. And this goes to, how you deal with your personality issues is one thing, but when you start messing with physiology and anatomy, that's when things get off the rails and things go bad very quickly. Don't do it. Trust me. Yeah. Yeah, still. No, let's open up in Twitter. And we got the one to open Twitter open. It looks like it's. Like if you're watching on Twitter, come into the actual thing here on YouTube and so I can actually get some counts here. I do need to know, Which was the transition here? Was it, female to male, I guess? I said before, I knew a girl in California. Okay, Val. She could be standing up, no problem, because she said, why not? The plumbing's the same. The only difference is, how long a barrel you got. Can you aim? Well, I'm guessing full on surgical, because otherwise, And at that point, the pronouns, it's, just go with the he at that point. It's like, she's packing now, so it's now a he. But yeah, it is not that, I mean, she did have to drop her pants down her ankles just to get clearance there because you couldn't just zip it down. Cause, yeah, I saw her pee against a wall. Okay, it's like, yeah. And it's like, yep, it's all a matter of how working up your abs. Yeah. And again, any objections I've had to various kids, I take it on a case by case basis, and it's been in private. I don't do it. I try to keep it out of the public thing. Because there's no point. What are you trying to do at that point? You're just grandstanding doing that. I'm going to talk to the person about it. I'm talking to the person about this. That's the thing. All these people stepping on, I'm thinking this is going to be going to the repeats here because no one else is showing up, apparently. If they are, they're piggybacking on Twitter and not, bothering to come in here. I'm not sure what's. I don't know. Because I got the Twitter thing, and it's like it looks like you can watch it on Twitter. But again, I can't see if you're there. So please, if you are watching, come on the YouTube page and watch so I can actually get a count of who's watching. I need to interact a little bit. It's kind of the point of this whole thing. Is to get a conversation going, more than just me and Steven here, okay? I can call him on the phone if I want to do that. Come on. Pretty sure I got your number somewhere. And the certain ones I know will be watching YouTube also have YouTube channels. I know that because I've seen you in the industry. I know you got YouTube access, so come on. But again, once I see something that's in these here, then okay, and then yes, I will lip sync to Blank Space or some other television song I want to do. I've already gone through Blank Space a couple times, so I've kind of rehearsed that a bit. But otherwise, thinking about it, I should tune up my guitars over here. Now that I finally got a whammy bar and a stand for my Squire. But again, I also got to get content up anyway. Something. And I don't have the excuse that now you're sick. I don't do much exertion on these things anyways. Okay, that worked. Thought I fat fingered it. Yeah. No, I also figured a long time ago. Like, even if I somehow got in my head that I really am a girl trapped in a boy's body, and that if I ever get back into RPG, I'll look at that. And Mighty Cook games, Cypher system. There it is. But I would have to, I don't think I would ever physically transition because I know I would be a hideous looking woman. And the female aspect of my personality is too vain to put up with that. Okay? But no. I'll put up with a cock and balls, but I'm not looking like that. No. The only bright spot I'd have tits for miles, but other than that, no. All right. Whoop. Okay, what do we got here? Go to reaction here. Well, that's not right. I already saw that. Okay. Stupid thing, All right. The far Twitter back up again on the side. See what's going on, if anything. Delayed reaction notification thing. Oh. Okay, so we're still just me and Steven shooting the shit. And okay. Now let's see if I can get this tuner straightened out here. We got two of them. I should be tuning actually. Let's get. Come on, you. You out of the way before you get run over. All right. Ow. Ow. God, my arm. All right. All right, come on. Okay, what do we got? Yeah, I think unless you can do it on the genetic level, like, what's the point? Okay. And also, I was told, do your research. I did some research, and the research is rather horrifying, frankly. Right. If you behave yourself, I might develop a karaoke of that, but I'm not playing that word. Get some volume here. All right. Hold on. Yeah. Dang it, I ain't got enough room here. Time when armrests become a pain. All right. Ah, okay. Let's see. No, still not there. Well, that's not right. Huh. So much for that Fender tuner here. What the hell? All right. Back up there. Back it up, you creep. No. Get out of that. Back it up, you. Hmm. Turn that auto. Yeah, I listen to plenty of Metallica. God, man, they're not working right now. Come on, you. Oh, people have shown up. Okay. I'm going to put this thing away for a bit. Yeah. Yeah, but. I got who to play. Anyway. All right. And who all we got in here to play today? Speak up, kids. Get out of this thing. All right. Yeah, one's good. Takes forever. That's also when when they decide, that they're tired of wearing themselves out on stage all the damn time with these 7 minute long songs. And that's when the Black Album came on. So okay, and now we can finally get some radio airplay because no longer taking an entire segment to one song. One or two is fine, but we need the entire thing. You got 4 tracks in the entire album, and it's not a short album. So okay, Indy out there. Are you amongst us 3 people? Otherwise, Taylor Swift is going to stay on the shelf. Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you something you want to track down is Motorhead's cover, or at least Lemmy's cover of Enter Sandman. Because that's a case of when Lemmy does your song, it's not your song anymore. And I think Hetfield is fine because because the Hetfield, a huge Lemmy fan, that whole big long Fu Manchu thing, he's a little tribute to Lemmy. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, because Styx and Metallica are totally different bands. They would do the occasional, but they wouldn't try and get a single on there. Yeah, same thing though. Rush would not try and. This was not there's stuff on the albums that are like 10 minutes long. Go for it, but that's not the singles. Yeah, we've always had the long tracks. In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, for God's sakes, is what, 18 minutes? It's all of side 1 of that album. Or Foghat, Fool for the City, that album. Slow Ride, and I'm going to go back a little bit further before Bad Company, Free. All Right Now. That's full length, is like an 8-minute song. Now, the old rule, I think, Howard Stern point is that if they put on like Freebird and Blue Ridge Coast, but Freebird, they're going to get dinner. If they put on Freebird and then followed by Inagata Vita, and there's a drug deal going on in the studio because they don't want to be interrupted for a while. Now again, folks, I'd like to know who else is in the chat. I mean, just because me and Steven are catching up on old times, come on, jump in. It's supposed to be a back and forth discussion. And I'm also just trying to help Indy feel better and let return the favor on entertainment value, though. A little bit, Certainly not the same style by a long shot. I wouldn't even try. Okay, be thankful for that. But they had, Don McLean, American Pie. That was considered kind of a double A side, really. The single. They'd start on one side, you flip it over and do the other side, And they were at, do you ever kind of resent that song has enabled him to go around the world, okay? Never mind the fact that Vince, the Starry Night made, actually was a bigger hit at the time. And it still gets played occasionally. But that song is, the endurance of that one is like, it's made his career. He's able to, do something. Yeah. I tell you that along those lines, when Garth Brooks was doing the Central Park concert, and I think it was actually after the HBO cut away. And it's HBO shut up, but we still want to play some songs. Y'all up for it? And they and I think that was when he started in with American Pie, and then pauser, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Don McLean, and he comes out and McLean takes up the song from there, and Garth is back there grinning like a monkey, watching it. That's what I like seeing. When they acknowledge the folks that came before them, like I somehow end up watching those fashion rock stupid specials that CBS was doing for a while. I don't know. It must have been channel surfing or something and flipped over and just happened upon Kid Rock. And starting off with, of summer, the Summer Nights or whatever, because the song is a mashup. They got Werewolves of London and Sweet Home Alabama, and totally new lyrics talking about Sweet Home Alabama, but then about maybe a little bit into it. Ladies and gentlemen, Leonard Skinner comes out. And they just pick up right there with Sweet Home Alabama at that point. His song, no, screw this. We're getting the real guys out here. Recent Professor of Rock video talking about them laying down the track for Simple Man. Which is, they had to lock the producer out of the studio. He did not believe, no, we're doing this song. The way it went down is Ronnie Van Zant walked him out to his Bentley, the producer, put him in there, and then said to him, "You need to go home for a while. We're going to do the song." And they essentially produced the song, and then apparently he didn't have any art fix. Because he did come back and play organ on the track. But he made it clear, no, we are doing this song. I don't know, for some reason, he just did not like the song. And that is that is a classic. It's like their third most popular track behind Freebird and Sweet Home Alabama. Ow, God. I've already been too damn busy today, man. These back and forth to Safeway. Getting kid sister's meds. So she's got the flu. So I'm surrounded by people. It sounds like, no, you're not doing anything today. Okay. Oops. And we'll stick a GIF in there. Well, that was it. But I don't just do this to flatten my jaws, guys. I want Boston. Uh, peace of mind, probably. One thing I knew I should jump on there actually because someone has finally been able to do a Blu-ray of the movie FM. That one I knew because that the music rights alone are bankrupt at most full productions. that was kind of the last time you could get movie rights for actual rock songs for fairly cheap. And it was right after that movie. I brought shortly before that film. I think they put down these rules, or they changed the licensing rights, so you get to pay oodles of money to get the rights of these songs. And as a result, I do have the initial DVD release. Unfortunately, the DVD itself is screwed up, and there's nothing on there anyway. I think it's maybe the movie and a trailer, but I can't get. But there's somehow in the production of the thing, the disc is screwed up, so I can't even play it. It's got a nice little label, and I've got the movie downloaded, so I'll watch that occasionally. I put And no, WKRP in Cincinnati was not based on the movie. It was being developed separately at the same time, based on the guy who worked the radio, and some of the stuff he came up with. It's like, yeah, a lot of people like, yeah, I know the guy like that. And yeah, a lot of stuff actually happened. The turkey thing, not quite as extreme, I think, in the real life, but it was close. I think there were live turkeys involved. But it's stuff like that. That show is still considered amongst radio folks. It's like, yeah, it's practically a documentary. And I gotta here. Yes. Another reason why testosterone is a pain in the ass. You get hair growing where you don't want it, and you lose it where you need it. Yeah. But that, the Turkeys Away episode, that will live forever just because. And by the way, my cafe press shop, I just recently refurbished it. Let me follow this up here real quick. Another key. I'm going to put this in the description because they don't always put this here. We have people poking in here, so feel free to chime in. I do these mainly as part as kind of an interaction. In order to interact, it means you got to act too. Okay, so get on this here. But yeah, I'm in the process of refurbishing my cafe press shop. Get that going. It was doing pretty good there at one point, and it partially because one point I was doing like 200 books a month on this thing, but then cafe press changed the rules. And okay, wait a minute. Let me get out of this here. Go back to that. Back to that. There we go. I got lots of stuff on there, but I'm going to focus mainly on the WKRP in Cincinnati promotions closet. Because I just got that back up and running pretty much. Yes, Stephanie's chimed in. So we got two of the people who are not accounting for themselves. But let me hold on. Let me go and pull this up here. Because I'm going to put this in the description so it doesn't get lost on the other side. Do not post the live chat afterwards. Button real quick. And let's get here. And it turns out that unless you're an actual radio station, you cannot copyright a bunch of call letters. Therefore, the call letters WKRP in Cincinnati, or at least WKRP, are really kind of, fair game. Which means that I can do my thing here with them and, do the promotional swag here. And they really can't do much about it because it's not copyright. They can't. Unless they're going to unless MTM Productions launches an actual station with the call letters WKRP, they can't touch me. Okay. As long as I don't pick it and stick a picture of Johnny Fever, in there, or anything like that, then guess what? I can sell all the stuff I want. And I've always been, this is kind of demonstrating my other thing. Is I just felt a good promotions department is the lifeblood of a station, right up there with the jocks and the music. If you don't have a good promotions department, no one's going to know. You have people coming into town. They want to know what kind of, what the radio stations are like, and the best thing to do is bumper stickers in the cars. T-shirts on people walking around. You want to let them know, hey, try this station. You might like it. But that's also one of the first things these corporate bigwigs cut. They're looking at that and talent. That's the thing. And that's one of the reasons I can't find a freaking job in this industry. Because they cut the swag. The promotion department is like, why even have one? Most they do is probably cut occasional a few ads for the ring, but do you even have a promotions closet? Or is it double as the broom closet because there's so much little stuff in there? One of the things I did when I was interning at KBCO was helping arrange the promotions closet, and there was a lot of stuff in there: T-shirts, bumper stickers, and items. I probably could have walked out of there with a Sirius XM radio. Okay. And I don't think anybody really would have minded at that point. But yeah, I got a few T-shirts out of it, some bumper stickers. Somewhere here, I got a glass stein thing. Unfortunately, it's cracked, so I can't use it as a glass. And actually, I got lucky on that one because I had gotten one out of the bro. Okay, so there's there's all three of them here. So we're still waiting for somebody to show up from the intended audience, but or someone to chime in. We got 4 people in this thing, and only 3 people are speaking up. Come on, shy person, say something. But I had gotten one from the station, and unfortunately, it doesn't. I like a fleet, okay. And actually, as another thing, I want to go up how I'm still in the stance that this baby here is not the Constitution class. There's too many structural differences. It is, however, screen accurate to the Constellation because I use one of these suckers to make it. This is not much older, but the larger thing, it's the exact same molding. So my contention is this is the class just before the Constitution. I've dubbed it the Bonhomme Richard class, just to be a snark. Well, yeah, it's the station down in Orlando. It's a country station. We got they look like red Solo cups, but they're much thicker. But they're starting to show their age, so I'm going to watch it. But they're reusable cups, and they're good. They're fun. That sort of thing. It's like Yeah, and actually, I was planning on that. I don't know if I'm going to do a stream or just a full on produced video. Probably do so I can put up in graphics. But the disco prize, as we generally come to know it. Ow, Jesus Christ, my arm. Ow. I'm still trying to, because I was taking the stance that had Enterprise gone forward, because that was John Eves' proposed design for the NX-01 actually, and it was rejected because it was looking too much like one of these guys, and that job then fell to Judd Drexler, and he put in the NX design we got now, and he was rather clever, and he deliberately made it kind of unfinished. Just the saucer and the nacelles and those kind of P-38 booms. Because the idea, he had a plan originally that when we get a few years under it, and then they would add on the secondary hull. And then, kind of build a primary and then secondary plug in, and then you set the pattern for these guys. And in discussing my idea about how, if it had gone forward, because I don't think it had slipped his mind about that one but what we're looking at now on Strange New World is that was Eve's design for the NX-01. Oh, really? But he pointed out that because I'm not a fan of the Daedalus class now, as with the tennis ball and beer can design. That's what it usually, because it doesn't look good. You can do some tricks here and there to make it look decent, but it's like, no, it's not a good design really. There's a reason why it was rejected in '66 or '64. But he pointed out that he always considered that to be pre-NX, which makes sense. And I'll give him that. I'll let that go. So I'll come up with a different name for the damn thing. But that would have been, let's see, that as the next class between the NX, then there's that one, then we get this bad boy, and then we get the Constitution. And frankly, up here is the Revell Constitution Enterprise model, which, rightly or wrongly, they decided to go a little nuts in bringing in different, they were trying to incorporate aspects of every version of the Enterprise at that point. The 11-footer, 3-footer, this thing, the animated, and it's a bit of a mishmash. But it's until round 2 puts out a accurate kit in this size, that's what we're dealing with here. But it looks about, it's just a little bit longer than the old AMT kit, which works into my theory rather nicely. And also because I'm also going with the registry of this one and the Constellation over here. Actually, here it is. Pass this. I got any new decals on this, but I just recently repaired this bad boy. You can hear the things rattle inside there, but for this angle, yeah. But that low registry number and the slightly blockier proportions tells me older starship. This box? No. They are in a box, but they're not in this one. Oh, that's where the tweezers are. Okay. I might finish this guy. Main thing, I got to get some, one thing that's holding up the worst. One, the weather is crap, usually. It needs to stay good long enough for me to do so. But also, I've got the last bit of the gray I like, and I got to use that on the big 3-foot Enterprise back here. If I can unplug the nozzle on the can, get that bad boy going. Because I've got one can that's empty, but I'm pretty sure the nozzle's good. But one can, it's full, and on the top shelf behind me. You're talking about that, one with the Klingon ship poking out. Well, let's see here. Yeah. Hold on. I'm not benefiting per se. She makes more money than I make in a year. Okay, just one of these streams. But it's just to make her feel. I'm going to get her because done enough to entertain the rest of us. It's time to return the favor, I think. Okay. And I'm trying to establish a bit of a friendship here. I'm not just one of these parasocial nutcases trying to save her or, from herself. No. And again, the gendering is for convenience sake because I've just confused things if I do anymore. So, but let's see. And folks, be grateful I'm still wearing pants right now. Let's see. This box here, huh? Let's take a look here. I got Katinga, D7. Well, some bitch, they aren't here. Along with another set of dice, some paintbrushes. Yes. Lured, yeah. This is the mission that Shatner went on. What is that here? Nope, it's PT-73. Got that for cheap because it's kind of trashed. Pieces, parts for ships. So, is this dull coat or gloss? That's dull coat. There's the gloss coat. Decal sheet, super glue. Oh, shit. Yeah, I got it. All right, well, that stuff will stay up there for now. But yeah, that's good. Well, I got it within reach. Yep, there we go. It's basically a Walmart store brand of gray primer, which they do not have on this show. They got black and white primer. They don't have the gray anymore. I don't know what pinhead thought it'd be cute not have gray primer. But it's that particular shade of what it's what I've been using on these things and what I'm using on the big, 350 scale back here. But yeah, this is the reverse. Oh shit! Did it fall off again? Anyway. Oh, there it is. Dummy. Just shifted a bit. This piece has been. I had to send off to Germany because I lost this thing right here. I lost the original one because it got lost in the carpet somewhere. I don't know how, but I had to send off to Germany to get a new one. It took a while, but I finally got it. And these I'm not the because these are wrong anyway. The thing is, this is the right scale. That let's see. Here. But these are from the old AMT kit. They're right about the right size. They fit right on there. It's right. So that's going to be a case of swapping a bit out. But this one is more accurate to the Enterprise we saw than this poor thing ever will be. It's also just saucers a little bigger. The cells are a little longer, and so it all plays into the same thing. Get this off before it gets squashed. It's my only black light. I am a child of the 70s. I like black light. Let's put that back right there for now. Okay. The thing is, if I can't get that other can to work, then I got to repaint the entire thing with something else. I don't want to do that. Because I am taking the approach of instead of masking all these windows, no, just paint the hull right off the bat. Get the light blocking inside, paint it all out. Worry about the windows later, okay? Maybe right before I start sticking the lights in. I'm gratified that I've determined that yes, the Bassard and the spinners work. I was having problems with that before. I still got to figure out how to get them to work in the whole wiring thing, but at least It's a monkey with a 9-volt battery. It's okay, yes, the lights will come on and it'll spin. Good. Because originally I couldn't get the lights to come on. I could spin those motors all day long, but the lights would not come up. So we can get that figured out. Because that's kind of the whole point of getting the damn thing in the first place, especially when you get the light kit and it doesn't work. And again, it's the title of the stream is really more of a play on the benefit of Mr. Kite, Beatles. So, Indy had good parents, made a Beatles fan. He was only 27. Again, I apologize for but again, I'm trying to keep things straight in my own head here. No one's made an Orville model yet. Still waiting for that contract to get signed. Come on. I want to build up a fan base, guys. Merchandising, where the real money's made. I need to get a protector model in Galaxy Quest. I've been looking at it for a while now. It's like when Galaxy Quest is doing better than the merchandising, then you're out, show trying to get a 4th season. Come on. Okay? Come on, Seth. You are not a newbie at this. You've been around the fandom enough. You need models out there. You need toys. Like I said, it's not, Indy's not dead. Indy's sick. Indy's got a cold that won't go away. Because Indy won't lay down and sleep and rest. Okay. So let's get back here. Scrolling through some Paramount, something. I got some weird things showing up in my Twitter feed. Oh, God. Just taking a stroll through my Twitter feed here. And, of course, the ongoing strange feud going on between Rob Burnett and Doomcock. Here's Rob's latest response. Honestly and respectfully, fuck off. You know nothing. I've hated modern trucks since 2009. If you're unwilling to recognize great work when you see it, you're the problem. Picard Season 3 contains real emotion, real meaning, and you're still peddling bullshit behind a mask. I think he's, Rob's trying to do kind of a WWE, backstage call-out thing. Unfortunately, he didn't grow up with wrestling, so he's still kind of, a little rusty on the finer points of this. And especially hard doing, over text, because you lose a lot of the nuance there. Because you want to answer. Tennessee Congressman now under fire for a Christmas photo showing him and his kid proudly holding assault rifles. And they've all got ARs. And the one response, where are the assault rifles? Is this one of those spot the hidden message in the image things? Yeah, okay. Okay, we'll delve into the, but it's my theory. I can violate the rule if I want to. You guys stay out of it. But for those, for those not up on what's going on here, Gunzo assault rifles have been banned since the 30s. Okay, an assault rifle is a military grade weapon capable of selective fire, full, single or full auto or three round burst type thing. They are not legal to own without a special license, and it's expensive as hell and all kinds of checks. What they've got there is our AR-15s, not the same thing. Okay, we're back. We're back. Okay. All right. So what? Yeah. But let's just put weapons of war that no military in the world goes to battle with AR-15s. They're single shot semi-auto rifles. Semi-auto just means you don't have to cock and load individual. It's an automatic thing to pull the trigger. It goes off. It loads the next round. Ready to fire, but you still have to pull the trigger for each and every shot. Some people use semi-auto machine gun. That's a contradiction in terms. Okay, machine guns are not semi-auto; they're full auto. You can tell the people the most ardent thing about they're so and they have no idea what they're talking about. Like, thank God Dianne Feinstein's finally retiring because she's got there. She's displaying this weapon and that, and she's got her finger on the trigger. That's the first violently big thing you learn. No, you don't put your finger on the trigger unless you're planning on using it. Okay. And just the fact that she's got this thing, finger on the trigger, and kind of pointing at her staffers at the time. It's like, you are an idiot. Okay. And with Alec Baldwin's thing, I didn't put that. It's a single action army revolver. That hammer doesn't fall unless that trigger's pulled. There are safeguards built into that design of gun to make sure that hammer doesn't fall unless that trigger is pulled. There's little catches in the framework, to catch the trigger, to catch the hammer so it doesn't, and they don't get released unless you pull the trigger. So guess what? Sorry, Alec, you pulled the trigger. You killed Helena. It's just a matter of figuring out how culpable you are. Just if you were trying to pull a prank and thought you had blanks in there, or if you were just that much of an idiot. Because again, every major film said, I guarantee you, before you were handed a weapon, they make sure weapons unlocked, check it, hand it over, and you're supposed to check the yeah, okay, check it yourself in front of God and everybody. You trust nobody. You get over over cautious to the point of ridiculous in a movie set because you got live weapons on the thing. They're listed prop guns. It's a real gun. It's a prop in the sense of this. It would be a prop. It's something that anything on a set is a prop in that respect. But they when using real guns. Okay, we're back. So we can negate that then. All right. The fact that that falls in the thing of there were live rounds on set, that falls onto Alec Baldwin, the producer of the movie. I mean, as far as just stupidly letting the gun go off, and while pointing at the cinematographer and director, remember it was a through and through. The director got hit by the same round. That as far that's just stupid and for that. But as far as there being live rounds even on that set, that falls to his liability as a producer and not keeping control of his set. Because somebody had to bring on live rounds and they'd be doing target practice on the side with these guns when things weren't going on. And that's sort of like, no, that should not happen. That board throw rocks. But this is the sort of thing. When Brandon Lee got killed during the making of The Crow, that's a complicated issue, but it's also why a lot. There were a lot of the rules were already in place to begin with, but they really got strict after The Crow shooting, because what had happened is they had this 352nd Magnum or something, and they wanted that shot of looking down the barrel, looking the barrel, and you're seeing the shot in the cylinder as he rotates it. And the way they thought they were going about that was they would take the live rounds, empty out the powder, and remove the primer. So it's just a bullet and a casing, and that's it. They forgot one of the primers. Now, the primer is a little explosive charge. That's what sets off the powder. But it's just like, little magnesium thing that's just being flashed. And they're going and they're filming the scene and click, and bap. What the hell is that? And they look at the gun. They don't see anything weird. They didn't check it far enough because they did actually launch that bullet about halfway down the barrel. And it's stuck. No one checked the barrel. And also didn't bother to check, check them. Well, they didn't check the bullets because it's like, they didn't notice one bullet was missing, out of the casing. But time goes by, they put the gun back with the other stuff. They get it, they're using that same gun for the shot where Eric Draven gets killed by these hoodlums. And for that one, they load up with blanks. And they're not full loads, probably like half loads, because they get enough of a muzzle flash type thing. But mind you, they now have blanks in this gun, which is a powder charge. There's a bullet already in the gun halfway down the barrel. So, come the time, the actor pointing the gun at Brandon Lee, pull the trigger, bam, and boy, Brandon's really getting into this part. He's like, that was a pretty big squib. That's not a squib. Oh, shit. And this poor guy who did the shooting, tore him apart. He thought he was just a gun. But there was enough of a charge in that blank to shoot that barrel. We're not talking long range, we're talking like maybe 2 or 3 feet. It's enough to launch that thing. That's it. You're done. And it was after that they pretty much now it's mandatory. You have an armorer. You have weapons on set. You have an armorer on set, and you got to check these. Make sure nothing's not in the nose. To check the barrel, check the thing, and check these things 6 days from Tuesday. Before you hand that gun up to somebody else, you check it, and they check it right there in front of you. So. And that is where things fell apart on the set of Rust. And now Baldwin's playing all kinds of stupid little games, getting prosecutors and everything, because he's trying to save his sorry ass. John Eric Hexum was a different thing. It was blanks, but someone didn't quite brief him the fact that there's a little, usually a cotton wad or a piece of wax, and they're holding the powder in the bullet in the shell casing. So yeah, it was like, hey, look what and that'd be cute, and that'd just be a flat. No, when your range is like 2 inches, that wad is coming out at enough velocity to penetrate your skull, and he died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound, death by misadventure. He was just being a goofball, but ended up shooting himself in the head because someone missed it. Or they didn't quite cut because usually, No one thought they would be dumb enough to put a gun to their head with a blank in there and pull the trigger. So it's a case of you can't account for stupidity sometimes, okay? Or kind of like the way, Bill Engvall. Okay, yeah, here's your sign. So we still only got 3 people here. I'm trying to do a nice thing for somebody and nobody comes in. I feel so sad. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, it's a little better than it was on the old computer. I'll give it that much. Not quite so squirrely, but it still has its moments. And I can't blame it on being because we're not late on the bill. Not technically, we're caught up. So it's not like they're trying to do weird things on us for that. But I don't know. I may just record, do the lip sync of the video and send it straight to Indy. Filled up the DMs as it is. Why not one more? Okay. And again, the only links I got as far as it's like my PayPal and my Cafe Press shop. Okay. So any direct benefit is going to me. Thank you very much. I need a boost on this thing. Kind of the whole point of getting a place with 2 bedrooms so I can turn this into my little man cave studio, that Mad Scientist lab. Okay. So I can actually do things. This is actually improved over here. This has got, I can actually see, yes, there's a table down. There's the Arizona. USS Arizona. It's about, I think it's a 1/700 scale. Or something like that. Back over there. Is there a light on it? Some kind of little microscope thing. Anyway. But yeah, get some model stuff going here and get your things going. Hope when I'm buying this computer here so I can get something that can handle this. I'm probably still have to get a better computer at some point, but this is still it's a step up. I might still have to buy a new graphics card to get because I'm missing out. I don't know how much Fortnite right now. Man, I'm not totally torn up because I was planning on skipping the battle pass anyway. I got it anyway because of part of the crew pass type thing. But okay, the bunny girl's cute. I'm like work out to get her. But by and large, like I can't even get online with this computer, and trying to get onto the laptop over there is a pain in the butt. But also got to disconnect this drive and put it over there, and because that's where all the files are. It's a mess. Okay. But yeah, I'd like to get this, make this a going thing. If the channel's monetized and it's not doing anything because it can't get anything going. So, oh gee, one of my games is 13 cents ready to pay out. All right. Anyway, we're at about an hour. Since I didn't do the Taylor Swift thing, that's it. I'm only going to do that for Indy because he's the big Indy's the big Taylor Swift fan. That'll be a special performance only for Indy. Okay, I'm not going to do this for any old yahoos out here. That's it. I am very particular of who I make a fool of myself on. Okay, so, but anyway, I also don't want to get this thing running so damn long. No one's going to want to watch it later. So, we'll wrap it up a little little channel relevant content. We don't have, they announced, oh, Strange New Worlds does a new season. They already approved a second season before first season even premiered, so don't even try and use that as any kind of thing. But they're rolling out more season, another season of Strange New Worlds. Lower Decks has also been an approved thing, but again, they approve these things for multiple seasons at a time nowadays because ratings don't mean squat; they need content. Mm-hmm. That's why it's kind of delayed a thing. And some of these things they got guaranteed contracts. Like the only reason Discovery ran for 5 seasons because Kurtzman got a 5-season contract on Discovery. Okay, let's try that again. All right, but yeah, I think there was there was some indications. I think that because the way season 3 wrapped up, like that was like a series ending thing with the graphic card and all that stuff. So I think that maybe they saw a window of dumping this thing, but no, I think the contract right is ugly head. Kirkman dug in his heel and cried like a whiny little bitch baby, and they got 2 more seasons. Oh my god, you me. Okay, fine, little weasel. But second they could dump it, nope, that's it. Discovery is gone. They're not even going to show that last season until next year. So we get a year off from Mikey Spock and the Wine-a-thon, okay? No, Strange New Worlds will start airing this summer. That's Akiva Goldsman's baby there too. That was supposed to go to Section 31. That's that production slot. Nope, we're going to Goldman. He knows what he's doing. He's got a better track record. I mean, he's considered a bit of a hack as far as the superhero stuff, but he's got an Oscar on his desk. What do you got, Alex? And then Strange New Lower Decks. They're doing season 4 sometime later. They haven't announced a date yet for that. Prodigy, it's got second season, but again, it's who knows. Sometime this winter, I think. That one may be on the bubble as far as getting more, but they tend to run longer seasons. That might be part of the project there. Because they do, 20 episodes, which they probably should. I think it's 10 episode seasons, frankly, kind of loud. Legacy is an idea that Matalis floated out there. Matalis is something personally against me, I think. He's got me blocked from even liking the posts that come across my thing. That is confusing as hell. Okay. And I really didn't have that. I called him on a couple of items that I was concerned with, but nothing really contentious. And suddenly I got thrown on the blockchain, and then I'm not even allowed to like the post that I see. So what the hell? Come on, Matalis. I'm wanting to be on your side if you let me. I mean, for God's sake, Mecca was offered a screener. Like, what the hell is she? How the hell does She-Ra get offered a screener, but I don't? Okay, I mean, granted, she's the bigger channel, but so what? She turned them down, and I said, "Well, look, it's on my way out." You know? Because I've been cheerleading as much as I can for this stupid thing, and the main thing that's bugging me is the way they've been responding to the fans. They got so many people blocked on this thing. It's like, come on, all right. I can understand Doomcock and his idiots being blocked right now, but I'm on your side, Terry. Okay, a little help here. But yeah, we've got Discovery is finally coming to a close, and I think we won't see that for another year, so I think we can ignore it safely. Picard is wrapping up on a high note. I mean, unfortunately, it's still tied to Discovery and Strange New World but you can largely ignore it, because they don't reference it any more than they absolutely have to. I mean, the only real big thing is when they, citing the Picard being in the android body, and made a story point. It was like, okay, yeah, well, what happened to his real body? Well, Section 31, of course. This is where Section 31 is being used properly. All behind the scenes, covert and stuff. No one's supposed to really know about them. The fact that Worf feels he has to explain who Section 31 is means no, it's not general knowledge. Okay. It's a little bigger now after the Dominion War, kind of like how MI6 after World War II, yeah, people knew who they were. Before World War II, during World War II or before, they officially did not exist. They were all over the war effort, but officially, no, it only goes to MI5. What are you talking about? And again, largely and now they openly now, yeah, we got No, when Fleming wrote his books, it was a personal experience. Yeah, but this sort of thing now. Now that the war has come about and people start to talk, and they have to, yeah, okay, there is an organization known, that is colloquially known as Section 31. If you dig a little bit, yeah, in the original Federation Charter, okay, we're back. But yeah, probably should go to wrap it up. It starts glitching more than 2 or 3 times. It's like, yeah, it's worth it. But yeah, we got another Strange New Worlds coming up with a crossover with Lower Decks. How the hell that's going to work, I don't know. I don't know if I'll watch it or not. I have no reason to watch Strange New Worlds whatsoever. Okay, because no, this is an alternate timeline. I don't care about alternate timelines. I don't care how slick and no, it's not the Enterprise. This is the Enterprise, not the not that overinflated thing. It's like twice the size of what he's originally designed for. But the Star Trek Legacy thing, yeah, that's an idea that's been floated out there for continuing on these characters they have done. Sidney LaForge, Captain Shaw, the Titan, Seven, and I think little Easter egg of finding Captain Kirk on ice at Daystrom Station. I think that's one of the reasons they plan on there is because Metalis' big part of the job I think he's taken on is to correct a lot of the errors and egregious sins that have happened to the franchise over the past few years, starting with Generations. I think he's looking to undo Generations. Like, hey, Bill, you said you'd come back, get something substantial. How about this? we can adapt your story. You know, instead of the Romulans and the Borg, you know, have Section 31 for, you know, revive Kirk and make him a sleeper agent type thing. You know? And bring in the Reeve Stevens. You know? And, you know, that would bring a whole new meaning to the name Star Trek Legacy, wouldn't it? You got all these new folks here, and then you also get, you know, Captain Kirk returning to the fold. But anyway, we definitely should wrap this up here before it goes totally schizoid again. So I will look into doing that lip sync on the side and just send it straight to Indigo. Hopefully get a smile and a giggle out of that. But for this, though, I don't know if I'm going to leave the title up or not. But anyway, I mentioned it enough times in this, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here because, you know, not doing much at all. And it's, what time is it? It's almost 6 o'clock. Good Lord. It's time for dinner. So, wrapped up now, and we'll talk at you later. Yes, end. This is the end. Beautiful friend, the end. And I can't even pull the plug on the damn thing. Oh. Okay. We're going to try again here. Am I still on? Yeah, okay. I'm trying to pull the plug on the damn thing. It won't let me go. Okay. Maybe we're not pulling the plug on it just yet. Anyway. What's going on? What? I don't want to go crazy here, okay? I don't think that would work anyway, but all right. I saw it. Okay, I'm just going to try proper here. Hopefully it's going to behave now, and hopefully this will be it. And we'll talk at you later. 2, 3, 4. Come on, you piece of crap. Because this is bizarre. All this time of trying to stay online, now won't let me get offline. Oh, good Lord. Okay, we'll go look stream here. So we might see a blank screen here for a while, but until then, we'll just talk at you later. Let's leave.